the Dan Moore thing sticks out to me immediately, as it does with a lot of people. I'm assuming, and at least I want to assume, and I want to believe this to be the case, Nick, is this just one of those, we're going to make the rookies earn their stripes in the preseason games before we put them in the starting lineup?
I generally think so. Listen, Troy Fautanu took just about every right tackle first-team rep on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. They are ramping up to Troy Fautanu being the starting right tackle. If you are putting your rookie first-rounder this early in the process in that spot, I think you're starting to signal that. Because last year, Broderick Jones never got those first-team reps like this. Joey Porter Jr. never got those first-team reps like this. So they are budgeting just to get Troy Fautanu in the first-team reps. And Broderick Jones is playing more left tackle than he has. He's playing left tackle in the game tomorrow. I think he'll play both right and left. I don't really get that, to be quite honest with you, Donny. I don't know why you took the most raw of the tackles and put him in both spots instead of focusing in one spot and trying to improve his technique. I think that's playing a dangerous game. But I do expect this week one starters to be Broderick Jones at left tackle and Troy Fautanu at right tackle. That's not on sources either, Donny. It's just my eyes. I just see Troy Fautanu as a polished player that doesn't need to sit. He's ready to play. I've seen him go toe-to-toe with T.J. Watt 4 or 5 days now and hold his own. I think he's ready to play week one. I'm really excited to see him out there tomorrow. I think he will play very well and open the eyes of Steelers fans when they see him out on the field under the lights for the first time.
Yeah, I saw you put the tweet out there. I think it was after the night practice, Nick, when you were praising how Troy Fautanu had looked so far. So, I mean, that was just my thought there, that he is getting the, well, you're a rookie, we're gonna ease you in. We're not going to immediately put you on the Team 1 depth chart. But somebody else that has appeared on there, an undrafted guy of all people, Beanie Bishop is about to make some history here, Nick. I have no idea, and I've said it for the last couple of weeks, I do not know the last time that the Steelers started an undrafted free agent on their defense. They used to never even start rookies in general, let alone a guy that wasn't drafted.
I can't remember the last time a rookie, undrafted rookie that is, came into week one of training camp just as the starter. Beanie Bishop has been the starting slot the entirety of training camp. We don't see that very often, Donnie, and there's a reason why. But the last guy I think you can compare to him in terms of guys that have risen up this fast, Mike Hilton did it when he won that slot job. He wasn't a UDFA right out of college, but he was a futures deal, signed off the street kind of guy. So very similar to what Beanie Bishop is right now. But he's going to make history with this. I think he will win the starting slot job. He is a fighter. He's got great ball skills. He takes his lumps out there. You know, he's going against George Pickens and winning 2 out of 3 reps in one-on-ones. I mean, that's an impressive showing, whether you like it or not. You know, looking at a UDFA starting, that is tenuous, but when he's playing like how Beanie Bishop is, and Beanie Bishop had a great spring, he's having a good summer, I think it can be tenable because he is proving that he deserves that spot. He's proving that he should have been drafted, that's for sure. I don't really know why he went undrafted in this class, to be quite honest with you, Donnie. And so I think he will be fine. I'm excited to see him particular tomorrow because D'Amico Ryan said that they're going to play 2 series with the starters. I want to see him against Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and Nico Collins. That's going to be really fun to watch, I think, to see where he stacks up against them.
Yeah, I mean, he's without question for me, and I imagine a lot of Steelers fans and, you know, people that cover the team, he's got to be in that top 5 if you're thinking guys I'm most excited to see tomorrow night. Which side of his game do you think he thrives better in, just based on practices so far?
You know, I think he thrives in specifically the run game because I think he is a real dog kind of mentality. He's not scared. He's small, but he's not scared. He plays fearless. He takes on pulling guards and tackles just like it's nothing. I remember Mike Hilton doing that when he was here too. He's got that same mentality Mike Hilton had where he's fearless. Doesn't matter how big the guy is coming at him. And he'll even take pancakes, but if it allows that linebacker to swoop in free on the outside and make the play, who really cares? So he's a guy that has gotten his blitz timing down. You see the rundown stuff really coming about. The coverage has been a little bit more inconsistent. Again, he makes plays and he's competitive and he does get interceptions. So if you're going to be a hit or miss guy in coverage, you need to make plays, and he does. But I think the run part of his game, he's a great tackler. He runs through guys, and he doesn't play small. He plays bigger than he is. So I think the run part of his game is kind of flashing more than the coverage part. But again, he's been impressive enough in coverage. He's been going against George Pickens and Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson before he got hurt, and he's done well.
Another rookie I'm excited to watch tomorrow night on that defense is Payton Wilson. Any idea of how much he will play and just your general thoughts on him based on what you've seen at St. Vincent?
Well, I think he's going to play a lot, and I think the Steelers need him to play a lot. Now, I think week one, you're not going to see him start. I think that's obviously going to be Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts. But what I do think you're going to see him do is dime packages, maybe coming in some certain nickel packages, and be a real coverage specialist. I've been a little bit underwhelmed by his run defense, to be quite honest with you. Guys at the goal line, particularly in 7 shots, have run through some of his tackles. I think he's still learning the physicality of the NFL between the tackles and just how much it is hard hitting. But the coverage reps, Donnie, have been really spectacular. And so have the blitzing reps. He's a great blitzer because he basically played off the edge at times at NC State. He's got a nice bag of moves. So when you put that in third down specific situations, passing situations, he can cover running backs out of the backfield. He can cover tight ends when you need him to, and he can come and blitz at the quarterback. That's a guy you want in your sub-package football and passing downs. And so that's where I think he's going to thrive. I want to see specifically how he does in run defense, though, against the Texans. I want to see, how he keys things, how he's coming down, shedding blocks, different things like that, and how he's handling the physicality of that. But I think he's a ready-made coverage defender from day one. So that's where I kind of view Payton Wilson at right now. I still think he kind of needs a year of seasoning to be a 3-down linebacker in terms of the run defense part of this. Kind of similar to Nick Herbig last year. Remember how Nick Herbig was this really polished pass rusher but had some run defense concerns? I think in Payton Wilson's case, it's a little bit different than that because he's off the ball, of course, but similar in that he's a pass down specialist to me.
Honestly, Nick, that excites me a little bit because I feel like the Steelers don't have much of an issue finding good run defender inside linebackers, and they have multiple on the roster that are either better run defenders or more well-rounded. So I'm happy that it seems like there has been an inside linebacker who is good in coverage, because Lord knows the amount of times we saw guys like Robert Spillane have to be the poor soul out there trying to cover one of the league's best receivers in the slot or something like that. So I'm happy with that answer. You tell me he's not great against the run, but he's good against the pass. I'm happy to hear that with Wilson because I don't know. I feel like that would mesh pretty well with what that defense currently has there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do it, right? Elandon Roberts is going to be your 2-down thumper. Mm-hmm. I don't think you need anybody to do it. And Patrick Queen's also really good in run defense. So they have the guys necessary to thrive there. So Payton Wilson kind of has this nice role where he can settle into the NFL speed, learn the NFL, and improve those weaknesses while playing as a dime back. And I think that's really where he's going to thrive this year. So, yeah, I agree. I think he's a different skill set that they don't have there, and I do think he's going to play extremely well in that role.
I was seeing the nuggets out there from today that DeMarvin Leal is going to move to outside linebacker. What went behind that switch, and do you think that was more something of, hey, let's see if he can do it here, maybe it saves his time on this team?
Well, I think at first he was, doing a lot of inside stuff. So I think he's still a tweener type. I think he's going to switch down to 3 tech and can play all the way out to standing outside backer. That's how he's been used so far.